Hello everybody, this is Politics with Avi and I'm Avi. So for today's lesson, lesson 31, we will be discussing the essence of political power, typology of political power. Power is hard to model logical concept. This is due to the multiplicity of interpretations of power. Power is the real ability of a given class, group, individual to carry out his will expressed in politics, political, and legal norms. Power consists in the ability of an individual A to obtain from an individual B such behavior or such abstinence from actions that B otherwise would not accept and which corresponds to the will of A. Power is organized and functions in society at several interconnected and interacting levels. Macro level, a set of higher central political institutions, higher state institutions and bodies, governing bodies of political parties, and leading public organizations. At the institutional macro-systemic level is the central apparatus of state power, divided in a democratic society and in a rule of law into legislative, executive, and judicial. A special arbitration role is played by public control of state power. It is organized at different levels, macro and mesoscale, and by many means, the mass media, which is now often considered the fourth information power. Associations, parties, trade unions, mass organizations, environmental, anti-war, or military, industrial, cultural, etc. Mass movements, strikes, etc. Popular societies, veteran, youth, women's creative organizations, etc. Directly into the macro system are various forms of political opposition, parliamentary, party. Shadowed, hidden political structures and macro power functions are located here. Hidden actions of legal institutions of higher rank, state party, etc., secret documents, orders, etc., acts, state secrets, and secrets. The hidden meaning of open political actions, intrigue game, political texts, reports, speeches, conversations, etc., unwritten functions, and implicit role of various official leaders and central authorities and administrations, leadership of institutions, parties, the army, industry, leadership, and etc. Official and legally existing institutions with secret functions, security agencies, and fully conspirational institutions, intelligence or counterintelligence, etc. Another series of legally existing non-conspiracy in any case of events adjacent to the macro level of or informationally included in it form various kinds of elites and elitist communities, clubs, parliamentary factions, comradely groups, etc., pressure groups, parliamentary lobbies, the closed circle of the state administration, think tanks under leaders, states, and parties, etc. The structure of the middle or intermediate level mesoscale in Western political terminology, which is formed by the apparatus and institutions of the so-called middle level and local administrative authorities of regional and district scales, various departments, agencies, commissions, councils, prefectures, and similar institutions which are directly merged with the structure of the macro level but make up its periphery. They are located in a political space between the highest echelons of state power and the society that they connect with, the state. Councils of different ranks, hierarchy of party, trade unions, and other associative structures, public unions, large enterprises, economic leaders, justice and law enforcement agencies, other institutions through which political socialization is carried out, school, theater, army, etc. Mid-level structures serve as a link between macro structures and society, organize their relations, transmit impulses of government centers of power to society, and their responses to policy initiators. In the organization and implementation of the political processes, the mesoscale plays a key role. At this level, the most influential bureaucratic administrative apparatuses and the most massive parallel shadow structures are formed. Under certain conditions, economic difficulties, underdeveloped civil relations, ideological and political conflicts, etc. The hidden functions of legal, state, party, and administrative institutions at this level are supplemented with especially widespread conflicts between apparatuses and their leaders, peasant and blood relationship, illegal activity and corruption of officials and authorities, illegal shadow structures of a non-political nature, parallel economy, black market, underworld, organizations, mafia, and mafia corporations of various kinds are formed at the same level, which tend to overlap with legal structures and can have a serious impact on them, up to hidden participation in the political life of individual regions. My apologies. The micro level is formed by the mass participation of public groups, classes, and strata, citizens of society in political life, membership in mass political or non-political but influential organizations, participations in mass political actions to support the government or protest in the social control of politics, in the responsible processes of its democratic organization, elections, referenda, etc. This is the totality of relations between people, small groups, and within them, which form the common fabric of political relations, moods, movements in society, and the sphere of its political and social self-government. At the micro level, political popular movements are being formed, political groups and parties are emerging, public opinion is being formed, and the political culture of society is taking shape. The shape of microstructures is by no means limited to a certain lower mass level. It contains everything in principle, society and all its citizens with their political views. Forms of participation in a joint political life, although political roles organizationally and functionally separate them at different levels. The concept of power B is interpreted ambiguously. For example, English political scientists under power understand power and authority taken together in our dictionaries, which is the ability to exercise one's will to influence people's behavior using any means, power of authority, violence, law. A deep analysis of the concept of power is provided by the modern Polish political scientist Jerzy Viator. 1. Behavioral. According to this, power is a special type of behavior based on the ability to influence people. 2. Power is the achievement of certain goals, obtaining the intended result. 3. Power is the ability to use certain means of violence. 4. Power is a special kind of relationship between managers and governed. 5. Power is the influence exerted on others, the ability to make decisions that govern the distribution of benefits. Marx's understanding, power is the domination of some over others, submission to organized power. Max Weber, power is the ability to give orders and to obey. The core of power is a relationship of domination and submission. Power is a form of social relations characterized by the ability to influence people's behavior with the help of organizational, legal, economic, ideological mechanisms, with the help of traditions, authority, norms, and violence. Power functions. 1. Maintaining the integrity of society, preventing crisis resolution. 2. Maintenance of order, stability, social balance. 3. Regulating of key public relations, management of public processes. Political power, PPE, political power, the real ability of a certain class, large social group, as well as their organizations and individuals to carry out their will in relation to other groups, individuals, pursuing common interests and goals by violent and non-violent means. Signs of PP. 1. It naturally arises and asserts itself in society as a necessary form of expression of social relations between large social groups and public organizations that defend their interests. 2. PP as a public relation contains a contradiction between the subject and the object of power. The contradiction stems from the asymmetry of power relations, advantages, status, influence, authority, awareness, etc. 3. Power, potential, opportunity, implementation, and action in the relationship of subjects, depending on the contradiction. It cannot be assigned. Oh, my apologies. Depending on the conditions, it cannot be assigned. To approve to consolidate certain values and norms that determine the status of persons who have access to the adoption of generally significant decisions. 4. PP is derived from the social system, social structure, which means from the social and economic relations. 5. PP is related to coercion, but it cannot be compared with coercion and physical abuse. And 6. PP exists and functions in various forms: state, party, regional, international, etc. The main thing is state power. So we've brushed up on state power before, but this is something like a review and then a little bit of an upgrade to